Hello, my awesome PMPs. I want to give you 10 things that you need to do the moment you get certified. If you haven't done these things, it's never too late to do them. Number one, have a blast. You deserve to have a blast. If you haven't had a blast and you have not rewarded yourself for your PMP accomplishments, you are doing yourself injustice. This was a massive, ridiculously huge endeavor. So you need to have a blast. You need to take some time out. Number two, ask yourself, why did I? Why did you do this? Why did you want to get certified? There's a reason behind it, and that reason has to be satisfied. What you need to do is look back at your BMP. What do I mean by BMP? Your benefits management plan, just like you would in a project. What were the benefits of being a PMP supposed to be? Are you realizing the benefits or not? Have you realized them? What is the time frame for realization? A lot of things people talk about is they want more money or they want a higher position. And my question is, has management fulfilled their part of the bargain? If management has not fulfilled their part of the bargain, you can't afford to just sit back and say, oh, well, I'm going to take whatever comes. No, you need to keep seeking that higher position. You need to keep seeking that additional money. And most importantly, maybe you wanted to add value to the firm. Maybe you felt like you were not bringing enough to the table. Maybe you didn't have a voice to speak. Now you have a voice. Now you're a PMP. What are you doing with it? So you need to ask the question, why did I? The next step after asking, why did I? You've now got a clearer realization. You remember why you did this. You need to aggressively pursue your benefits. Aggressively pursue those benefits that you were out to seek in the first place. So if you have not realized the benefits, aggressively pursue them, whatever that looks like. And you know what you need to do? Action steps, action, action, action. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that they can do this all alone. No, you need to find your enablers. Your enablers are going to be people. They're going to be other sub-actions. They're going to be various aspects of your project management life, your life, variables that will help you achieve these benefits. So whatever is blocking your way of getting these things, the more money, the higher position, the value, whatever is blocking you, you need to aggressively pursue it. Because guess what? You have spent, lots of you, anywhere from 200 to 500 hours. Some of you have even spent twice as much, and you're not getting the benefits. That disturbs me because you've put so much of your life into this endeavor and you are not getting the benefits of it. Don't do that to yourself. Whatever those benefits are, you need to get them. Now, look, some people, let's be honest, we're going to have to add to the list additional mentoring because some of you, even though you're PMPs, you're not firmed up on it. Additional mentoring and coaching is what some of you need to be able to get into that zone of I can do anything. I can do the impossible in project management. Some of you don't really feel it. And that concerns me because you are a PMP, you are a wholesome certified project management professional, but you just ain't feeling it. You're not feeling it because you need some additional reinforcement. You need some additional coaching to put you in that right mental state. And that's why I tell people, hey, if that is you, you need to be hidden pmsucceed.com because right there we have a coaching option for those folks who are now PMPs but are not hitting their goals, are not hitting their targets, are not hitting where they really want to be. And that's why I say aggressively pursue the benefits. Whatever is standing in your way, you need to blow that door down and aggressively pursue those benefits. The next thing I would recommend that you start doing like today is to add some value. Be a river. How do you add value? Think about it. Did you read chapter 3 in the PMBOK guide where it talked about you being an ambassador? Well, maybe not in those elaborate words. For the project management profession, you need to be spreading the awareness and the knowledge of this thing, whether it is predictive all the way to agile or anything in the middle, a hybrid of sorts. You need to be adding value to your firm, to your stakeholders, to people around you. Now, some people say, but Phil, my company is not a PMBOK, PMI-oriented company. What does PMI, PMBOK have to do with adding value to processes, procedures, and guidelines? A lot of people get stuck in this mindset of, oh, no, it's 47 process. Oh, no, it's 42. When I read, no, it's 49. All of that is absolute nonsense. A WBS is a WBS is a WBS. A schedule is a schedule is a schedule. These things don't change. So whether you got certified 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the PMP is not a gauge on how you can add value. You can add value whether you are a PMP or not. But now that you're a PMP, that's an even greater reason why you should be able to fluidly and rapidly add value, because you've studied this stuff. Did it ever occur to you that it says project management professional? What do professionals do? What do professional doctors do? What do professional lawyers do? They talk about the profession all day long. They are ambassadors of this thing. They keep counseling you and talking to you about your health, about your finances, everything. And that is why you need to put yourself into that professional zone, that professional mindset. Add value to the firm. Add value again to step 5, not just the firm, but you also want to add value to the people around you. So I want to challenge you this week. I want you to find one person, just one person, to add some value to. It could be in their project management. It could be in how organized or disorganized they are, maybe to help them. It could be to just unlock that mental block. You can become a mentor of others in project management, a mentor of others in any of those 10 areas of knowledge. Integration, being organized and integrated. Scope management, helping people focus on what exactly they need to do at that given time. Schedule management, helping people get a better timeline and a grip of what they're doing. And everything else. Cost, quality, resources, communications, risk, procurement, stakeholder. I could go on, but all of these are avenues for you to add value to people, project manager. So if you are a PMP and you have not been doing step 4, adding value to the firm, step 5, adding value to people, we really need to get on the bandwagon on this one. Step 6, I want you to intentionally practice chapter 3. Chapter 3 in the PMBOK guide is my favorite chapter. Why? Because it tells you that the top 2% of project managers are those with great interpersonal skills. And who else? Those with great communication skills and those with great leadership skills. What do I want you to do? Intentionally become a likable project manager. There are 3 types of people. There are those who add value. There are those who subtract value from you. And you know those people. You see them coming down the hall. You see them in the mall. You run away from them because you know that contact with these people is going to be lethal. They will suck the very life out of you, out of your body. You do not want to be like that. You don't want to be a subtractor. You don't want to be a divider. They're people who just spread all sorts of rumors, yes, in the workplace. People who try to get you in trouble by tattletaling on you for no reason to your boss. We know those people. We don't want to be those. We don't want to be dividers. We don't want to be subtractors. We want to add value. And part of adding value is being a likable person. Being a likable person means you are putting energy, you are investing energy into being likable, into adding a value factor to people by that smile that you give them, or maybe you give them a pat on the back, which also makes them happy. I want you to go into this week intentionally. I want you to remember this. Anytime you come across people who are trying to make you have a bad day, I want you to add value by being likable. I want you to intentionally practice chapter 3 of the PMBOK guide. And you want to be in that top 2% of project managers. The next thing I would like you to do this week is to really think about your position. I want you to really think about your position in the firm. What do you feel when you think about your position? Do you feel sadness? Why do you feel sad? Do you feel marginalized? Do you feel less than? If you do, I want you to begin to think about what could change your state in that position. Do you know what could change your state? It's your mindset, how you see yourself. How do you see you in that firm? Do you see yourself as the dog's body being given all manner of jobs to do and tasks to do that you hate? Do you see the job as being drudgery? I want you to begin to think about the position. I want you to unlock that limiting belief that you are the dog's body doing all the jobs no one wants to do. And I'm talking about PMs. Some PMs have 50 projects under them, and they're not very happy about it. And I don't blame you for not being happy about having so many projects, especially if they are crummy projects that in your perspective could be given to other people to do. But you know what I want you to do? I want you to begin to think about the pros of that position. Don't think about the cons, think about the pros. I also want you to begin to think about those hygiene factors, right, versus the motivators. What could motivate you in this job? Is it challenging work, additional challenging work? Is it something else? Whatever it is, I want you to think about those motivators. The hygiene factors are all well and good, but the motivators that motivate you, I want you to think about these as an opportunity that you need to pursue. If there are any motivators that will make the job better for you, these need to be brought to the surface in a one-on-one with your boss, in a one-on-one with management, or in any discussion. Whatever will propel you to happiness in the job. Think about it. A lot of people are not happy in the job, and it's not the job that's the problem. It's their mindset. It's their lack of action. It's their lack of intentionality on the job. And it's also a void where it comes to being honest. You got to be honest, my friends. You got to be honest. And part of being honest is finding those motivators. We're not talking about salary. We know that's a hygiene factor. We're not talking about those boilerplate items. No, we're talking about what will really motivate you and make this a better job. Note, I didn't say a different position. I'm talking about the same position. Now, you need to remember that this position that you're in, thinking of John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership, you need to remember that you are at level 1 in position, right? So you need to maximize the position. The position is what it is, right? You cannot elevate the position or make the position go from manager to director in the blink of an eye. No, you're stuck with the position for now, but you can get out of the position. But until then, I want you to get your mindset right regarding the position. Think about it like this. If you didn't have this job right now, how bad would that be? Inability to pay bills, struggling here and there. Some people say, Phil, yeah, even in the position I'm struggling. But what if you didn't have the position? It would be worse. So I want you to think about the position. I want you to elevate it in your mind. It may not elevate right here and now into the VP of project management, but you can think positively about the position. You can be grateful for the position as it is now. And that mindset, it unlocks your creativity. I'm telling you, if you could just see the position with a mindset of gratitude, that attitude, as Zig Ziglar says, will expand your altitude. He says it's your attitude that determines your altitude, not your aptitude. It's not about the aptitude. The aptitude is great, but the aptitude does not determine your altitude. What determines your altitude is your attitude. And if you can get your attitude straight, everything is just unleashed. everything. I often tell people, don't have those negative thoughts about your stakeholders. Don't have those negative thoughts about people around you, because if you do, it limits your creativity. It limits your ability to be out of the box. It's a very self-limiting idea to look at people around you as being threats, as being negative, as being people who are after you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mindset is everything. As Zig said, it's your attitude. So you want to have a positive mental attitude. So important. So the position that you're in, I want you to be happy about it this week. Be happy about the position. Look at the position as an opportunity to shine, an opportunity to blow the lid off. And then you begin to move into higher levels of thinking. You begin to see people as being allies. You begin to be less scarcity mindset oriented. In fact, you become more generous to share ideas and share opportunities because you know there's more than enough to go around. Enough said. Step 8, what do I really want you to do this week? This is going to amuse you. But what I want you to do is to look for the tough projects in your firm. And you know what I want you to do? I want you to volunteer some time to those projects. Now, this may not be for everyone in their current state right now. I know some people are saying, I've already got enough on my plate, Phil. But listen. Do you know what volunteering your time does? Here's a secret. If you volunteer your time, your peers, to your subordinates, to your superiors, you call it that, bosses, whatever. What that does is it enlarges your scope of influence in the firm. It gets you allies in the firm. You need to intentionally seek allies. The problem with a lot of people is they see themselves as the be-all end-all of project management. One of my colleagues complained about a friend of hers, and she said, yeah, Phil, he thinks it's the best thing that project management ever had. That is a dangerous mindset where allies are concerned. We need to have this team-oriented idea that allies are earned through intentional, deliberate, hard work. But when you have an ally and you are an ally to them, what a fantastic alliance. It's from the word allies. To have that alliance in the firm, to have people that have got your back, you need to have their back. If you help people get what they want, they will help you get what you want. So I want you to look for the tough projects and volunteer, because at the end of the day, it is going to enlarge your coast in that firm. It's going to find inroads for you to get allies. And it's going to flow both ways. It's not just going to be you benefiting. They are going to benefit, right? It's part of this being a river. So have I given you enough to think about? 2 more things to think about. Here's number 9. Number 9, this week, I would like you to sign up for leadership training. Someone says, Phil, where do I get leadership training? Well, first of all, through coaching and training, one-on-one, I do this. But outside of that, there are many, many forums. I've talked about this quite a lot, and I don't talk about stuff that I don't believe in, that I don't think actually works. When I ask you to sign up for training or coaching with a particular source, I really mean it. Now, First one I'm going to tell you is totally, that's right, free. I want you to sign up for the Minute with Maxwell. And just Google Minute with Maxwell. Okay, sign up for it. But make sure that it is something that you can actually check regularly. I want to make sure that it is something that you can check regularly, okay? Something that you can actually like go to your email. You know, it has to be email that you can check regularly, because as John sends you this information daily, you don't want to miss them. So you don't want to use some dead-end email that you don't check. You want an email that you check regularly. They're not going to spam you. They're just going to send you day by day, 1 minute. It's usually 1 minute or 1 minute plus, a little over 1 minute, but it's a video. I'm telling you, these little nuggets, if you're working in the professional world, this is stuff that you actually do need daily to keep sane. During your lunch break, just 1 minute, and then just think about what has been shared. It can add tremendous value to you. Now, in the same vein, while you sign up for this, I want you to take some time out, because we as PMs, we very oftentimes push ourselves to the limit. We push ourselves so far to the limit that some of us are sitting there at lunchtime making an excuse that you cannot go, because if you do, you won't get your quota done. I want to tell you, project manager, while I understand this, on some days, if this happens to be your lifestyle, it really is just going to give you a bologna sandwich for lunch, because that's exactly what it is, a bunch of bologna. You need to intentionally take time out for your lunch breaks, my friends. Think about it. You're not a machine. You can't keep going 8, 9, 10 hours without taking a break. Part of your break time, I want you to make it a date with John, okay? This is entirely free. There's no catch here. But I know the tremendous value that listening to this 1 minute with John every day can add to your life. So in order to get your day straight, if you haven't already started doing it, I want you to have a Kanban board. To do, doing, done. I want you to have one of these, and every day I want you to, with Post-it notes, right there, it could be a whiteboard, it could be a post board, in your cubicle, in your office, have a to-do. And you know what one of the important to-dos is going to be? Your lunch break. Don't shortchange yourself. As I often tell people, with or without you, life in the organization will what? Go on. It will go on. It will really go on. So these are conjoined actions that I want you to take. Okay, these are conjoined actions. Number 9, I want you to sign up for leadership training. I'm telling you, the Minute with Maxwell is priceless. But you got to spend time letting it marinate. And then step 10, if you do not have a vehicle, a process, a method for organizing your day, project manager, I want you to use a Kanban board. Now, a lot of people say, Phil, I want to use Trello. Trello is fantastic. It's a collaborative tool in my mind. But you know what I like about a quick and dirty Kanban board right there on your wall? Do you know what I like about it? What I like about it is you actually see these things moving. You move these things as you're getting them done. Maybe not in that fashion, but all of these items, they are moving as you're doing them. Make sure that your work in progress is not unrealistic. We call what you have here your WIP. You want to make sure that your WIP is limited to really 2. Now, in some instances, you might say, but Phil, I need to work on 3 items because I've got a lot of things in the air. I'm like a juggler. I've got many things in the air. So I need to have as many of these things that I'm doing in this quadrant. I understand. But you know what I want to see in your doing and done column more than anything else? This one right here, which refuses to move. The lunch factor. I want to see the lunch factor move. I want you to begin giving yourself a little bit of leeway. Do not muzzle the ox that treads the corn. Your body can only go so far. And if you continue to beat it every day at work, you are robbing yourself. I often tell people, with or without you, life will go on in the firm. Ain't nobody gonna be all down and dull in the next 1 month, 2 months. They're gonna move on with their life. So you need to wake up and smell the coffee, my friends. In that firm, with or without you, life will go on. I'm not saying be abusive to your job or just be careless. That's not what I'm saying. But I know, because I've been there as a project manager, there's always an excuse to keep on pumping up the volume of project management till everybody has gone home and your desk and your office is screaming projects, but everyone's gone for the day. You're still there. You got to give yourself some leeway, my project manager. So I want you to have lunch on your agenda. One of the ways you can do that is with a Kanban board. And do not go on for hours on end without taking a break. Hey, I'm not even saying a 1 hour break. Let's say 1 hour is a little bit exorbitant for the time, all right? And I know in the United States and many other countries in the world, in the United Kingdom, many other countries, you get that hour. In some countries, you even get the siesta. You know what I'm talking about. So this is very important. This is what is going to help you to recharge. You know what I used to do after a while? I got wise. I knew that if I stayed in the office environment, I would not be able to recharge. So I intentionally left my desk and I would go to the basement where my car was parked. And if nothing else, I would drive out, or I would just take myself out of that environment and have a very quick power rest just to recharge my brain. Because the work we do, project manager, I'm telling you, the work we do, it's not a cakewalk. Project managers work hard. You know why project management is so challenging? It is very challenging more than any other task, because you, the project manager, you are in the middle of all sorts of tension, pulling and pushing. Sometimes it's both ways, sometimes it's pressure, all sorts. And at the end of the day, it gets a little bit too much. And if you're not taking time out for stress relief, by taking breaks, by eating properly at lunch, by just making sure you stay hydrated, my friend, you are doing yourself harm. So step 10, I want you to put that Kanban board up. Whatever you need to do to get things under control, so you intentionally take time out daily in the middle of it. Get a little bit of rest, get a little bit of relief. Take it from me. Been there, done that. Law of diminishing returns kicks in if you are so stressed that you cannot offer value, you cannot be in the moment. And that's why you just have to turn it off sometimes and say, you know what, that's it for now. I'm going to revisit this. I'm telling you, with or without you, life will go on. As John Maxwell says, the very next day at the funeral, they're going to be passing the potato salad around. So you got to wake up and smell the coffee and know that with or without you, life will go on. So why be foolish, project manager? Give yourself some rest. And those are the 10 things that I want you to do, project manager, starting from the very first one that I talked about all the way to number 10. Number 1, have a blast. Number 2, ask, why did I? Number 3, be aggressive, pursue the benefits. Number 4, add value to the firm, be an ambassador. Number 5, add value to people. Number 6, intentionally practice chapter 3. Be likable. Interpersonal skills, communication skills, leadership skills. Number 7, Think about the position. Think about Herzberg's hygiene factors. Think about John's 5 levels of leadership. How can you blow this thing up? You are in the position, you're not leaving, but ask how you can blow it up for good. Look for the toughest projects, volunteer a little bit of time. I'm not saying take over the project, but if you can, why not? 9, sign up for leadership training. And 10, have a Kanban board to organize your day, project manager, and please take a lunch break. I hope you have found this to be useful. If you have, don't forget to hit like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share this with your PMP buddies. Take care and talk to you soon.